Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All Goes Back to Sonic. I'm your host, Bob, and with me is Storka for you, Harvek, and MegaFire.
Hi, Bob.
Howdy, Bob.
Hi,
It's good
Bob.
to see you again.
Hey. Hello. Today we read 131 through 137.
That's right.
Any opening thoughts before I get into this?
Oh, yeah.
This session was rancid.
This is simultaneously the best and the worst of times.
Yeah, I posted a picture of Rotor with his palm in his hand, and I was like, me this session.
There's so much happening in here.
So I was reading these issues, and there was just blankness on a large chunk of them. I'm like, this is really easy to read.
Pretty much.
It's like I'm not suppressing anything at all on these.
Yeah, because Harvek just got done telling us that he didn't read some of this, and I'm guessing he didn't read some of the Knuckle stuff. I read everything, and I'm drawing blanks. Like, all that shit with the family and whatever. Is just,
I don't know what you're talking about.
it goes in one ear, it comes out the other, and I was like, there's nothing there. But anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing there.
There's nothing there. There's blank pages, Bob. What are you talking about?
Okay, so 131. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, above Knothole, one group of freedom fighters boards a high-speed jet in order to reach Eggman in time before the missile launch. This leads to Sonic and Tails confronting him, and right as the countdown starts, by the end of the issue. But elsewhere, Knuckles and others meet with Mr. DeCool and Antoine's dad to clash with the SWAT boss, threatening to break the Robotropolis barrier so that the radiation from the bombs can get in. And then we have our first Knuckles story. Our series of Knuckles shorts takes place in the future. Everybody's dads. Rotor shows up in Knuckles Town to meet with the Guardians family to talk about something important, and we'll figure out what that is later. Elsewhere, Knuckles is being a dad. His daughter, Larisu, wants to be a Guardian, but she can't be a Guardian, so she's holed herself up in a room. Knuckles says she can't be a Guardian. He eventually convinces her to come out and stop grumping and come out of her room so she can go through something called the Unveiling. And also, Grandpa Dimitri is still alive. He has a floating head and a ball.
Thank God Grandpa Dimitri is still alive.
None of my notes explain what the Unveiling is. Is that revealed in this chapter or a future one?
I don't think it matters where we say it, but it's basically like a coming of age ceremony. It's like a oh my gosh, bar mitzvah. There we go.
So that's why they have the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they have a ball because it's also like he's one of the most important people on Angel Island. So
Ballroom Blitz.
So it's Ballroom Blitz time. I do love how the story begins. You're like, they go into a jet into space. My very first thought, I'm so Metal Gear Solid pilled. I'm like, Sonic, you're gonna have to do a Halo jump into Robotnik's territory. Sonic wasn't even on that plane, by the way. I don't know why I could have said any of the other people in there, but I said Sonic.
So how did he catch up to Eggman then?
Power ring is what they said. So he probably like shoved a power ring up Tails' plane.
Something like that.
Yeah. Listen, I know it's cringe, but I'll die with cringe. I don't care. I think the whole war shit is I'm here for it. It's Peem. I love it. I love it. It's Peem.
It's Peem, as the kids call it.
Listen, I may be cringe, but at least I'm free.
No, this war thing is not what I had a problem with.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is nothing to do with your guys' previous statements. This is just something that I outwardly understand. If talking about it out loud, being like, I love it when the Sonic soldiers went to fight the Robot Man soldiers and decapitated them. That was really cool, and I liked it. Also, there's I linked a shot that says Antoine's dad is like, we've been stationed here for the past 10 years. It's supposed to be 1 year. They haven't been stationed there for 10 years. Antoine's dad was a robot 10 years ago.
I didn't notice that.
I noticed it because I'm a freak. Also, Sonic's dad has a really cool fit here. This is his big important thing. Everybody has like little new redesigns, like new outfits and stuff. I think I mentioned this last time, but like really you're gonna see it more this set because you get more time with it. Sonic just got back in the last issue, so you didn't really get a chance to see people on screen. But yeah, Sonic's dad has a really cool fit here, and Uncle Chuck's outfit is really good. You can see there's a bit of a color error with Sonic's dad. His scarf is red and white normally, but I think it's like brown here. It's not right. Something I do like about these kind of these issues is, well, these next few issues, I would say, is there's a lot more screen time for other characters other than Sonic, for better or worse. You get a lot more like SBO, Amy, Rogue, Rogue. Wow, I have been reading too much X-Men. My bad.
Amy the Rogue.
Yeah, Amy, Rouge. Antoine's dad. You get a little bit of everyone having a little bit more screen time. Honestly, Sonic probably doesn't have that much compared to the others, I feel like, or compared to like a normal issue. The reason why I was yelling at Harvek earlier, this 25 years later, this is the most important thing in Ken Penders' life, and he just shoveled it away, sweeped it away with a broom.
What are you talking about?
All of this stuff goes into the Laura Sue Chronicles.
That's me running away, by the way.
This is a lot of the content that stays in his in the first volume of Ken's new Laura Sue Chronicles. By the way, they literally reuse like the first bit of his comic is just stuff from like 25 years later Archie stuff. Like I'm not saying like metaphorically, I mean quite literally these pages are pulled and put in there. Laura Sue goes from 0 to 100 on this man.
I just see a blank image. I'm gonna stop this joke now. It's not funny anymore.
I can't believe Rotor came to Japan. To this day, I still don't understand if he's saying domo as in arigato, or he's calling the taxi driver domo. Maybe the driver's name is Domo. Why is he saying domo? Why did Ken Penders write that? It's a common trend, really. Here's everybody's awakening. Also, I love that Harry is here and he's a government-sanctioned taxi driver. And I hate Espio's goatee. I will say, for the most part, the Sonic 25 years later, I kind of dig like a lot of the design choices that they made for characters. But man, Espio's goatee is just killing it for me in a bad way.
Man, you post this panel of her, and I'm just noticing like her dialogue is like, but it's not like Julie Sue and I have been on the best of terms. It's like with the later story, you cannot fucking tell. What?
Yeah.
I feel like it happens so often where like characters in Ken Penders stories will say something and it just doesn't. There's no consistency.
It's like real life. I hate how real it is. People just say shit. People just be saying shit all the time. I don't like how the 25 years later stuff starts.
Me neither.
I mean, I don't really like where it goes either, but like, this is something I can consistently say. Besides Knuckles as a character in these, I don't really care about anything in this. Like, I like Knuckles' design. I like his whole, like, I'm trying to end the Guardians thing. Him playing damage control on the island. I think it's a cool premise. But, like, I also just don't care about everything else. Like, I don't care about these interpersonal relationships because are a lot of like talk. Like it's like the exact antithesis of show don't tell. They just tell, they don't show, and it just stinks. I don't know.
I mean, also, like, Knuckles will say, like, we don't need a guardian anymore or whatever, but I feel like the actions don't really support that either. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I like the ideas, but like he's not really. It's not really executing in the story. It's like I don't know. I think this Knuckles is really cool. It's just unfortunately he's in a bad story.
Yeah, the robot eye is kind of cool.
Robot eye. He's seen some shit. He loves his daughter. He's a wife guy. Actually, they're not married technically. Spoilers. It's not really a spoiler. You find out literally the next issue or something.
Whoa, spoilers.
But yeah, that's it. There's a really cool drawing of Sonic as Dracula by a kid named Quentin Favors. I didn't take a screenshot of it, but in the Sonic fan art corner in this one, I felt the need to point that one out because it's like really high quality compared to a lot of the other ones they have. No offense, children.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all I got on this one. Anybody have thoughts? Bob, what did you think of anything?
I don't know. It's the first one, the non-Knuckles thing is just like, it's just a lead up to the fight. Mm-hmm. Just like, yeah. That was just like, yeah, and the Knuckles thing is just like worse than it. It's, I guess let's jump into the next one. Yeah, because this is so, just for people who are, this is actually a 4-part story. We started on number 2 because the first one was Sonic coming back from space, but I thought that would be a better place to end it than waiting and doing all of this together. So yeah, so this is going to be story 3 of the home arc, the home story. So Sonic attacks Eggman and gets some information out of him once Eggman learns that his enemies are hacking into his hard drive. So Eggman reveals that his stuff is guarded by a computer virus named Adam, which, due to them trying to hack into his stuff, it has now infiltrated Tails' plane, causing it to spiral out of control. Elsewhere, with the SWAT bots on the offense outside of Robotropolis, Vector counterattacks with extremely loud bass-boosted music. However, they blow up his audio setup, so instead Amy takes charge and starts unloading the robots. But meanwhile, with Tails seconds from his death, he distracts the virus by telling him jokes, and regains control of his plane. So not knowing what jokes are out, and so intrigued by chickens crossing roads, that he stops hijacking the plane. Sonic, in the meantime, gets attacked by Eggman's other new creation, a humanoid robot named M. She trounces Sonic and throws him into the ocean. She dives after him just to make sure he's dead. With Eggman now alone, he is caught off guard and confronted by Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic takes the ladder out of the water, only to meet up with them, who took off her sunglasses and is now charging her eye lasers. There's a kid in a ball. There's a kid in a dance party as part of the unveiling. And then Rotor later explains to Kobar that because of hundreds of years of zone jumping, the space-time continuum may soon collapse. The end.
Yeah, Kobar knew Echidna OC, Rotor's boyfriend. The popular fan theory ship. I don't know what to call it. 2 old men who love each other.
Well, I don't think it was a fan thing. It was more like Ken Penders was like, "Oh, by the way, I meant for them to be gay."
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, so it works. I couldn't remember. I didn't want to say that because I didn't remember. But there we go. I'm here to see my boyfriend, Kobar. I want to point out that this comic is drawn by Dave Manick. The Sonic story, the first half story, which I gotta say, I didn't appreciate this when I was younger, but reading it now, I get it. I get why they went with this decision, because there's something incredibly fun about Dave Manick's style and seeing like all these fights happen. there's like a certain like air of whimsy to it, but like it's also pretty cool to see Amy in Dave Manic style just beating stuff up, and then Vector using his like bass cannon. It works for me. It works for me in a way I didn't think it would when I first started reading this. I was like, I didn't realize this was Dave Manic. And I was like, I don't know if this is like appropriate for this kind of, story, but it worked for me. You also see a lot of characters in his style for the first time. Not Knuckles, but Julie Sue, you get Amy, Vector, all them in his. I think Vector may have been drawn in his style before, but yeah, I mean, it's cool to see his style, but like it's obviously tweaked, so it's not like exactly like the old Sonic comics, but it works for me. Do you guys have any thoughts about the art on this one? I was just curious.
It's okay.
We just linked the same
It's a
screenshot.
little-
Why is one of these
You guys
brighter
want
than
to
the
talk
other?
about something?
It's a little weird, but not bad. I love the scene of Amy meditating with the hammer.
Her cosmic hammer, Thor, her Thor hammer. Yeah, they still didn't draw the Pico Pico hammer, but they call it the Pico Pico hammer, but it's like a Thor sledgehammer.
Yeah, the fact that Amy just has this normal looking sledgehammer is really weird and really funny.
It kind of hits for me, but yes, it's really weird. But the other, what was that Harvek you said earlier? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Huh?
You said you guys, and then I didn't hear
I
what you
said,
said.
oh yeah, you guys want to talk about something? I'm getting a hint.
He was just talking about the fact that we posted at the same
You
time.
guys linked the same picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that's genius. Also, why one is brighter than the other? I have a scan rip, so I read it from a different source sometimes.
You mean to tell me you haven't purchased all of these?
I'm in the process of it.
Oh, okay.
I really like this the fact that Vector's Sonic Heroes limit break is just is realized in this before Sonic Heroes. Actually, it's 2004. I don't know if Sonic Heroes existed at this point, but I just have a bunch of notes. Like with each of my notes is just one of these screenshots. I love M. She's so cool. The fact that she beats up Sonic is just so good to me. I don't know, like the way she does it is just so is just so impactful. And then seeing Amy coming out with this art style and just beating the hell out of, like, I think Knuckles later says you took out like half of the robot army by yourself. I'm like, yeah, this is why it works for me. Like the whole Manic Dave Manic style.
I do love the panels of Amy. Just in general, it's kind of amazing in this issue.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think Long Rouge is here.
That seems a little cursed.
I would say this is probably the
Very
only
cursed.
cursed thing I've seen, and it will haunt me forever.
Oh, and also I was just going to quickly say Sonic Heroes, January 2004.
Okay, well there we go. It's maybe that's where they took inspiration, because this one came out in March. And I mean, it's possible.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's possible they didn't, and it was just a funny coincidence. Yeah, I really like this scene where Sonic says, "Father can go too," and has to stutter his way. I don't know. I love this. Like, okay, this is another reason why I like Dave Manic style. It goes from this fun cartoon thing to this close-up of M, which looks really cool and kind of intimidating, and I'm like, what a like a shift. It hits. It wouldn't have hit as much if this was all drawn by like Jay Axer, for example, right? Or Stephen Butler, because it's like they already do like this. All their panels are like in like a more like detailed style, more action oriented. But then you get Dave Manic, who's like Saturday morning cartoon. Like, even Sonic with the freaking, he lands on Eggman, and then he pulls out, the manacles, the handcuff, the arm cuffs, like a cop's, cuffs. And I'm just like, this is really funny. This is so funny. I don't know. I really I didn't appreciate this when I was younger, and I'm appreciating it a lot more now.
Yeah.
Vector's son is the Rizzler. That's all the notes I have. I liked this one. I liked this the Sonic story. I'm gonna be clear. I don't have a lot to talk about with the 25 years later stuff. I think that the whole the world is being destroyed because of warp jumps is really stupid. I've always been on that one. I've never liked this plot line. And really there was one time that I thought, oh, at least they used this plot for something kind of cool, but that happens later, so I can't talk about it now. But really it's just I don't like it. I've never been Pender Defender jokes aside, this has been when we were going to get to this part, the 25 years later stuff, this is pretty much set in stone. I was like, this is not really my jam. I don't really care. Besides some aesthetic stuff, I'm I don't really care for this plot.
Yeah, this future plot is so boring and nothing. It's kind of agonizing.
I like Shadow.
He's not
Yeah,
there.
I liked when AB beat up the robots. This is kind of all I got.
I don't like Shadow's hair, but I like that he's here.
Why is it yellow?
Why don't you give us the summary of that, and then we'll figure out why it's yellow.
Okay. Sonic continues fighting him and gets eye lasered on the shoulder. Just before he gets finished off, Bunny arrives and punches her away. Sonic, now under an injury, asks Bunny to take Antoine to Eggman's carrier in order to stop the missiles. Bunny agrees to this reluctantly, and Sonic notices this hesitation since the two have been dating before, and this is when we find out through Sally that the two have actually broke up half a year ago. But before Sally can say more, Em reappears. She is still alive, and she is now a Terminator. Meanwhile, Tails finally manages to teach Adam how to tell jokes. He asks Adam, "Isn't this fun?" And then Adam suddenly goes silent. Elsewhere, the SWAT bots and Robotropolis have also suddenly shut down. And Eggman, after noticing that his countdown is also stopped, gets smacked by Shadow, but Eggman manages to slither away through a trapdoor and submarine on the ship. The ultimate life form gets chased, but he is unable to lift the metal door plate. Eggman escapes into a sub and orders Adam to his gun back online. To continue the missile countdown, Shadow grabs Antoine so they can get off the carrier so that Bunny can blow it up. Meanwhile, SPO and Hershey distract Adam so that Sonic can run around her super speed a hole into the ground. So that Em goes falling down into the sewer where she dies because she is not waterproof. Okay, so then in our next Knuckles chapter, Rotor explains to Knuckles that the sky is falling and some that kind of things happen. That is all my notes say.
Yeah, that...
Because like I said, I was reading this stuff, it went in one ear, went out the other, and there was nothing there. I reread it, and I still got nothing.
I like that Eggman pulls the classic Wily escape trick.
Yeah, he gets hit and he's like, "Ha! That was part of my plan to roll away."
Getting old was part of my scheme.
I really like this cover. So this is a home part 4. It's really... I didn't screenshot this, so please go look at it. Sonic 133. It's really cool because I think that there's a lot of really nice art style. Clash is not the right word, but it feels like there's a mix of styles. It's still just Pat Spaziante doing the cover, but M is drawn differently on there. Robotnik is drawn more like Sonic Adventure style. Shadow and Sonic and Tails are kind of drawn, the three of them are drawn the same way, but different from the other two. And Bunny, I really like this Bunny image on the cover. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite pieces of Bunny. Even though it's just a small little corner piece of her on the cover, but it kind of goes hard. It really hits for me. This I didn't say this earlier, but Jay Axer has been drawing the front pieces of each of these issues. I linked an example to the boys here. I really like those. I think that they're really neat. There's a lot of little fun things if you look inside them. Like they're all like Sonic is in color, and then everything else is kind of a monocolor in the background. So like in this one, it's all orange. Like you can see like there's one of those combots, the you know like the camo spec ops ones. They don't appear in the actual like fights here, but the combat is in this. You can see like, you know, all the characters fighting on the field. Antoine is there. There's like Vector and Julie Sue and stuff, and it's just kind of cool. It's very, very detailed, very fun front pieces to look at. And they're not very big either. It's something I wanted to bring up. That I thought was neat. I also like that Shadow is so no chill.
I did really enjoy Shadow in this story.
Shadow literally says like, "I'm gonna kill you. I hate you."
I like the specific phrasing of, "I'm going to snap you like a twig and then use you for kindling."
Yeah. And Eggman's like, "What? Heroes don't do that." He's like, "I'm not a hero."
Prepare to get karate chopped in the neck.
Goodbye, Doctor.
I'm on one of the middle paths, Doctor.
This is before Shadow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, they're really
Black Doom.
The comic team's really going off.
Shadow, wait! We're not ready for this yet.
Suffice it to say, Carl Bollers has been the writer for these Sonic stories. Yeah, I'm just gonna leak these.
This is probably one of the greatest lines Shadow has ever said.
Daddy is so gonna be very sore anyway.
I did not notice that. Oh my god, that's so good.
I like how Shadow just never has a mouth.
It certainly adds something to his appearance.
I'm the evil one. I'm not allowed to have expressions on my mouth.
Slenderman. Okay, this screenshot, I took it because I have a note that's just like, damn, they really said we're gonna nerf Knuckles and we're gonna keep nerfing him. They're just like, they just went hard backpedal on this, which is great. I just love that. He can't glide anymore. He's apparently not very strong anymore, but but dadgummit, Knuckles is gonna go lead the charge anyway.
I'm gonna say this. I too do not like Long Rouge, but I do like the maroon coloring on her clothing.
It's kind of nice.
Well, this is Stephen Butler again, but
no, I know it's supposed to be pink, but I'm kind of digging the maroon.
I like it too. I think it's cool. I think a lot of the like little off colors and stuff in these are nice.
It makes me think of Star Trek.
And you wouldn't like me when I think of Star Trek.
I'm noticeably shocked about how little Star Trek references I've seen recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I was like reading this and I can't find any, but there's a lot of, I was wrong earlier, by the way. The combots are in this. There's like this composition here is super cool. I am such a slut for these compositions. I love these in these like issues. You can see so many cool like robot designs in there, from the swap bots to the E series robots. It's so cool.
When I was going through these, I did not pay enough attention to this. I didn't notice all the different designs in the robot squad here. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it's super cool because some of them are like one-offs, and then here's even cooler. Here's the robot from Sonic OVA, Dark Dr. Robotnik, or Dark Robo Robotnik, or whatever his name was.
It makes me think of Gundam. The
Also,
later Gundam stuff just has a tendency of like using all the old suits, and I really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the cool thing about these, like the fact that it's all like it's kind of like Robotnik's last ditch push to try and like wipe everyone out at the same time. So he's, it's not just I've made a bunch of cheaply produced. No, it's like he's pulling everything, like all the leftovers. Everybody is converging on this location. It's like it makes it like, whether this was a conscious decision of like, we got to write it so, we have all these robots doing this. Like, this is really important for Robotnik. So he's pulling all the stops.
If it's like, I feel like in that like group shot, if you pan the camera just a bit more right, you'll have like Scratch and Grounder riding a caterpillar.
that would have been cool. That would have been really good, actually.
All these dark and serious robots, and then suddenly you get, hey, how's it going?
I love the swap bot design. I think that they're so neat. I would love to see more of them in like real Sonic games and stuff.
I mean, they were in one.
You just talk about
Sonic
Spinball?
No.
Oh.
Well, they might have been in that. I mean, they were in Sonic Chronicles, the Dark Brotherhood.
Yes, they were.
I don't remember.
Let me Google. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to Google this.
Well, I'm just going to point out the fact that Bunny has guns, and I never noticed that ever. I never once when I read this comic that I was like, oh shit, she's got revolvers. I never noticed that. This makes her 10 times cooler, and she was already pretty freaking cool, man.
Shadow in the corner. I want one of those.
Yeah.
And did you mean Harvek? Did you mean this robot?
I mean, SWAT bot.
Yeah, I think it is literally called a swap bot.
Okay, well, they're kind of SWAT-bot-esque, I guess. Yeah.
It says on here they're a very old model of Badnik.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I guess I never realized. That's
I forgot about
man.
this.
What a crap game, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you see that really cool Star Wars ship show up for the first time, but it's in like one of the bad shows.
But it's in the sequel trilogy.
Hell yeah, Thrawn's coming in. Oh, he's in The Last Jedi?
Is it terrible that you've linked this GIF and I can hear the sound effects like ringing in my head?
It makes you wonder. Talk about the games for a second. We're going off on one of our tangents, boys. That Eggman had SWAT bots at a point. These badass looking things. What in his mind made him think, "Yep, gonna make egg pawns now"?
Different
cheaper.
tastes and aesthetics.
Oh, you think it's an aesthetic reason? I think it's because they're cheaper.
Oh well, yeah, it could be that.
Shoot,
So,
man.
You think Eggman's just well? He is trying to make the Eggman Empire. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, he's got an empire to run, man. He's not made of money.
Who needs TIE defenders? I have egg pawns.
I do. I like the egg pawns. I just think they're overused. I think that's some of the appeal of like Eggman robots is that they kind of shift, they change, and that kind of stopped when the egg pawns happened.
Well, I mean, Sonic Heroes, they had all different types. It was in Shadow the Hedgehog, they all became like orange.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's like even then, right? In the context of like, oh, we played Sonic Heroes, they're all egg pawns, they're all different types. So at least there's like the robot turtles. There's like the weird ghost robots, and it's all different. But like it's in that game, right? That's Sonic Heroes' robot set.
I had to stop myself thinking about it. I'm like, he actually doesn't overuse egg pawns that much. Now that I think about it. Well, think about it, because in Sonic 06, it's those weird lanky things.
The gun robot.
Sonic Unleashed, it was like its own set of robots. Sonic Colors, it had egg pawns, but it was mostly Badniks.
Wait, Unleashed weren't they?
No, he had his own like weird new robots for that game. There might have been egg pawns in it.
All I can remember are egg pawns. Then again, Unleashed sucked. So.
Dorker, for you, help me this.
They definitely look different. They're not orange.
No, you don't understand. They didn't use E103. They used E102 robots.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't know why. You're right though. Like in the overall, it's like he does kind of vary. I don't know. All I can think of is egg pawns.
Yeah, egg pawns are not in Sonic Unleashed.
They do share design similarities, though, because I'm looking at pictures. But
Yeah, there's definitely like a lineage, but it's technically not egg ponds.
Yeah.
I do actually enjoy like the recent designs too, where they're way more like robotic.
I wanted to bring up, going back to the comics, I wanted to bring up,
Yes.
like, I need your thoughts. I have thoughts, but I want to hear everybody else's thoughts on Sally. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think I understand. So, okay, to give context to people. So, I think Sally is written kind of poorly in these last few issues. And basically what happens is she is very emotional, very, like, temperamental, and just kind of...
well, would this be more fitting to talk about after another summary?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It was specifically a stuff that happened in this issue, but we could tie it all together. Then I will go to my next point, which is Bunny is so fucking cool. Bro, there's no way. I don't know why I didn't take a screenshot of it, but Bunny literally sunk Eggman's whole nuke supply, and by like flying in and out of the ship at rapid speed with her like giant metal hand. She's so cool, dude. Stephen Butler really said, Stephen Butler and Carl Bollers were like, you know what? Today is Bunny's day. First off, she saves Sonic. She bodies M. She bodies the nuke sub. The squad comes in and they like save Sonic. It's cool. I love it. I'm here for it. This is what I like. I like seeing the team play, not just Sonic saving the day. And this is, I mean, like, first off, M, fantastic, like, antagonist, fantastic, like, antagonistic force. And then second, just having the squad coming in and doing work, and it being done well, both in I feel like in the writing, the pacing, and the like composition of like the art.
Yeah, I do love Bunny getting a chance to be cool and powerful.
We love Bunny in this house. Also, I love seeing SBO trying to lick M. Check out my powerful tongue. Or what did he say? Dang, I can't.
Name's SBO, Mecha. Get ready for a serious tongue lashing.
And then she just grabs. This is a freaking Capcom fighting game maneuver. Hold on, let me. I gotta take the screenshot. I'll save it so people can see it. But like the whole like the arm, the after images that's so cool. It's so funny.
Just remember that this robot is less advanced than later Eggman robots.
Yeah.
This robot is comparatively weak to Eggpods.
This is another shadow banger screenshot. I don't know why it's so funny. And everybody's happy. Sonic, I miss my wife.
I miss Maria, Sonic. Where is she?
Sonic, where's Maria?
I don't remember what happened to her. That's how we're doing the amnesia this time around. I remember everything that happened in Sonic Adventure 2. I just don't remember what happened to Maria.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Where'd she go?
Bunny's new arsenal really strikes some memories, but I just can't quite place which ones.
I want one of her guns. Guns look cool. Yeah, I could teleport, stop time, use spears, but nothing matches the feeling of a desert eagle in my hands. I don't know why. This feels right. I get the unending nerve to just shoot people.
I hate this thing in my hand so much, yet it feels so right.
And then when he finally remembers his memory, oh my god, I have to get rid of these guns. They killed Maria. Cut to like Shadow collecting all the guns of the world and throwing them into the sun. Like it's fucking Superman 4. What happened to Maria will never happen again. What do you mean Eggman gave all his egg pawn spears?
Eggman's robots are using spears? Huh, maybe this guy's not so bad after all.
Did we go to the next issue? I've lost track of the story.
No, I have one note about Sonic 25 years later. All it is Doomsday. I have written Doomsday. I don't know why. I think that's what's happening. That's it.
That's just going on in your head right now. It's the doomsday for your mental state.
So true. That's probably what it is.
True.
I'm having another moment of like, man, this is weird when you've read the next story of, like just the last thing, this, whatever this Echidna kid is. I can't remember. His last line of like, boy, just wait till my mother hears about this. Like, he was not eager to tell her anything in the next story at all. Like, these characters have no consistency. It drives me crazy.
He was not cooking with that one. He let
Ken Penders fell off the space colony arc in between.
Oh no! You see, what happened is he dropped all his spaghetti because he got caught with a girl.
Oh no! Not a girl.
I still feel like it doesn't add up, but like, sure.
No, it sucks. He sucks.
Ken Penders angrily looks at his own page. Females.
Hey guys, remember how he would never. He would never. You take that back. Ken Penders is a staunch feminist. Guys, remember how I always say, remember this character? You can feel free to forget him completely.
Okay.
I don't even remember his name. Manic? Danik? Doofus? I don't know. Who cares?
Doomfist.
Doomfist? Doomfist is here. Yeah, we're ready for 134. We're already talking about the next issue.
Sonic is recovered and all's well. Later at home, Sonic finds out the thing in his brain from his space adventure allows him to talk to Muskie. So that leads to him explains to his family a detail that may have been covered during the last lesson and I missed it, or they waited until now to reveal it.
No.
Feel free to correct me. Yeah, so they didn't talk about it. Okay, so the reason Jules is the only one stuck in robot mode is because while he was organic, he sustained just bad injuries that it was unsafe to put him back. So that answers that. Anyway, later, Sonic catches up with Tails to tell him that his parents are still alive out in space, and he gives Tails a little watch with a hologram message from his parents. King Acorn later announces that he's going to tour the planet with Alicia, and Sally will act as ruler in the meantime. So finally, Sally wants Sonic to act as co-ruler with her, but Sonic wants to be Sonic and deal with Eggman, seeing how they're still at war. Sally expresses she doesn't want him risking his life anymore, and Sonic says no because he wants to be here, and things escalate more, and then eventually it just leads to the breakup. I have nothing on the Echidna summary.
Right. I can't believe you didn't even say the fucking slap. You didn't use the words, Mom!
No, yeah, she
no, she does the slap. It's important.
It's anyone who doesn't know and is just reading the story. They're like, I don't fucking care. What do you mean? Like, there is nothing significant about this unless you know that for some reason people just gave too much of a shit back in the day.
It's extremely important. John Gray still talks about it to this day. He still gets questioned.
Listen, there are 3 powerful slaps in history. Bright Noah slapping Amuro Ray, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and Sally Acorn slapping Sonic the Hedgehog.
See? Thank you. He gets it. Harvek understands.
So I will say, like, it was just funny with me. Like, at first I'm like, oh, it's John Gray's first issue. He's finally here. Like, hooray. And then, like, I realized, like, it's the slap. I'm like, that was his first issue? Good lord.
You didn't know. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah.
What a mess.
Let's do John Gray, if for whatever reason you read this, we love you. I'm so sorry. I know this is a point of contention for you, but we're finally here. John Gray is performing for you. His art is amazing. I
love the art in this.
It exudes so much style. It's like, I don't know. It's like if I was to like, and this is a compliment. It's like a modern Dave Manick almost style to me, where it's like this is very cartoony, but in like I want to say in a Disney kind of way, because he goes on to do Disney comics and his style is really similar, and it works. And you see it in Doc Quack.
So funny you brought this page up. Do you see the Sega references that are very blatantly there?
Yes, I see Knight's skull. Knight's X-ray is right there on the left.
Look under the artist and author credit too.
Oh, I did not see the Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher.
Yeah, that's like most. We need something here. Just put in Billy.
No,
Hatcher.
You don't understand.
Yeah,
Billy Hatcher's been fighting on the front lines for months, dude.
I appreciate the reference to the billion rings and the Cyclops eye.
Yes.
Are we gonna keep bringing up the billion rings again? Because I mean, that happened a long time ago.
I don't remember if it comes up more, but it's nice that they don't like they do little references like this without being like explicit. It's cool. I like that.
I forgot to explain the reason why Dr. Quack has an eye patch, but I guess nobody cares.
No, I care. I'm number one. I'm a number one Dr. Quack fan over here. He's been through some shit. Show some respect.
During the war, when Sonic was out, he stepped on a landmine.
While saving wounded. He was in combat. He was saving wounded. He blew up, and so did a bunch of other people, it looks like. I love Eye Patch Doc Quack. What a cool looking guy.
I like it. Yeah, I like him.
Eye Patch is nice.
I do like this art style. I guess I wanted to nitpick the way Knuckles looks in the art style when he's like not angry. He just seems a little off model when the eyes.
No, it's perfect. I was gonna point out. I love that later on, but I get it. I think it's cute though.
It is a cute art style. I don't mean to diss.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I took a screenshot of the war. Okay, a little bit more information about John Gray, because I kind of tossed it in between praise. So John Gray started here. This is the first issue. He is another one of those people who was a fan of the comic, like Jay Axer and Don Best, and got the job. And that's really cool because, like, I believe in a previous issue he had a shout out from the team for something. I think it was fan art or something. I don't remember exactly. I forgot to bring it up during that time. But it was during this doing the research for this to give you guys a synopsis on him. But he worked a bunch on Sonic, on Archie, and then he does superhero stuff. And he did Disney. Disney was the big breaks. Not big break, but it's a huge property to work on. He did. I'm not talking about small comics. He did Donald Duck. He did Scrooge McDuck, like mainline Scrooge McDuck series, like issues 400 and stuff. In the 2010s. He still works for he does IDW comics to this day. And yeah, it's just I think he's a teacher. I think he's an art teacher.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's just, I mean, he's a man who, if you've ever seen him at like an event or something, he just exudes such positive energy. He's a very positive person in general, online and stuff. If you read his old like forum posts and things, I recommend everybody go check out his Twitter. I'll include it in the show notes, or Blue Sky. I mean,
yeah, I haven't checked in a while. I don't even know if his Twitter's still there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's I meant his socials. I'll put him in there. He's a cool guy. Very good. He interacts with fans all the time. So reach out to him. Let him know you liked it if you're reading the comics. I know, and I said there's a point of contention for him. I think this is something I didn't confirm, but I believe like he kind of regrets the fact that this was his first issue because of the slap. But I'm here to say I love it. I mean, the slap is a joke at this point, but everything around that moment in the comic was great. And I'm going to give this issue in particular a lot of praise. up until that point, because of a lot of different things. The characters are like this is a lot of it is John Gray, yes, but also the writing fits. It all fit like a puzzle piece to me. Having, his family, seeing him recover for the first time, because he returned, he didn't get a break, he didn't get a chance to talk to anyone, and it all just it works here. Like, all the scenes are drawn and written perfectly for each other for this moment.
Question.
Yeah.
Who is that poster in the background of Sonic?
Oh, hold on.
I think that's Ridge Racer.
Is
Wait,
that Ridge Racer?
I don't know.
Ridge Racer.
Go ahead,
what?
Dorko.
Are you asking about this?
The blonde-haired dude with the metal plate. Yes.
That is Burning Rangers.
Burning Rangers.
I popped off when I saw this because I love that game way more than I should.
I have never heard of
It
this
has
game.
the most amazing theme song. You should listen to it.
Yes.
I think I will.
I got into I got into Burning Rangers soundtrack because of Sonic Racing Transformers.
No, yeah, that's also how I found out about it.
Shout out to them for putting in a Panzer Dragoon reference.
Yeah,
Too.
he really went crazy off the bat, just right away swinging with so many references.
Does anybody know what this is? These little guys.
Choo Choo Rocket.
Choo Choo Rocket.
Oh, is that Choo Choo Rocket? Oh man, I should. Yeah, I'm not a big Choo Choo Rocket guy. But did not realize.
Yeah, you don't remember that time we played it and you were screaming.
Oh man, yeah. See, I do remember that though.
You guys got me looking deep, trying to find Transformers references.
See, this is what I was talking about. I was like, maybe there's stuff I'm missing in here because I don't know. Like, there was a moment where it was a bunch of Tails' ships and stuff, and I couldn't or planes. I was like, I don't recognize what that purple one is. It says Thex's Flyer or something like that. I'm like, is that something? Is that anything?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna not link these one at a time, but I'm just gonna put them all out there right away. This is what I was talking about when I said I really love this issue. This is core memory issue for me, because you get all of these interactions between Sonic and the gang and everybody interacting with each other, and not even explicitly on the foreground, but in the background. So much charm. I cannot emphasize this enough. This issue is charm central. All the designs of the background characters are just so groovy. All of the stuff happening, the energy, it's dripping off the page. I got so happy when I was reading through this again, because I do every single time I get to this comic. And it's just even with the slap BS, it doesn't matter. I still love it. It's just so good. That's it.
All right, let's talk about the
Hold on,
slap.
real quick. I just looking at this panel again. I like the there's Tails with Fiona Fox. So so true. So true.
I took this screenshot because I was dude, Sonic, you're kind of an asshole. Knuckles is out here pouring his heart out to you, and you're just oh, sorry, Knuckles. I'm sorry your dad is dead or your island's taken over or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Tails is over there with Fiona Fox. This is more important. Another kind of, this is important. We get introduced to Mina's new boyfriend, Ash. So this is one of John Gray's. First off, John Gray has designed a lot of characters at this point in just 5 fucking pages. But he's going to be one of the main quote unquote one of the main characters that he designed is this Ash guy, who will appear a lot more in the future. Yeah.
And also, I want to point out that they just have Techno there, which is a character from Sonic the Comic. And I was surprised they even name dropped her. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Wait, what? Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where? Where?
I put it. It's in the. Oh wait, is it not in my screenshots?
Well,
here it is.
You can see her at the bottom of the group shot.
I
yeah,
titled
Say that. I don't.
The reason I didn't link this one is because I titled it "Girls Rule Tekken," and so I forgot to. I also
I say that, and I don't know who Techno is, but hey, Sonic the Comic, cool.
Why did they ask that? What?
The people need to know.
They need to. Are your arms blue or are they cream colored? Are your feet blue? Also, this is really cute. I love this. Here you go. The old designs of like the gang in John's style because they're reminiscing about the old times. This goes exceedingly hard. This Antoine is just this is aura. You know, the young kids, they always talk about aura farming. I think Antoine has literally depleted the aura fields with this one.
He's building up for something. Something's coming.
Up the plumbing.
He's getting ready for the Mario crossover that he's not going to be in.
And then there's this rotor that I really like because he's got this goofy like look and he's got a giant rocket launcher.
Haha, I'm going to use this on Mega Man.
I love his rocket launcher.
Yeah, I love John Gray's art. It's like just right away, like, oh, this is one of my favorite artists.
Big the Cat spotted. I'm sorry to interrupt the slap, but Big the Cat's there, so nothing else matters.
Why is that guy eating Drano?
What is Drano?
I didn't notice the guy just eating cookies in the middle of this heated moment.
Oh, that's Drano. Excuse me, that's Drano. Never mind. I thought that said Drano, and I'm like, dude's just eating Drano out
He's
here.
eating asbestos popcorn.
When
I see the slap, I just eat the Drano and just end it.
He's dying of cringe.
Gonna clear out all my cringe in one swell drink. I don't like them breaking up Bunny and Antoine. I hate this.
It's okay.
I hate to see
We'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll work it through it.
I don't like
together.
it, but we still need to hear the explanation of what happened to him.
All right, we put it off long enough. Let's talk about it.
Okay, here it is.
It's not like 25 years later.
What? You can't do this. You've hornswoggled me. Here's the slap,
All right,
everybody. I'll include it in the show notes. I guess let's talk about it. So everything's happy-go-lucky. There's a big party. Everybody's having a good time. Sonic kind of schmoozes around with everybody. Everybody kind of fills in what happened in the year in a very like short, fun time. You know, it's not like in depth. It's not like Ken Penders writing his monologue of exposition on it. But it gets to the point. Something's wrong with Antoine. He's kind of become a douchebag. They broke up. Angel Island's been taken over by Robotnik. Knuckles is sad. What's his name? Jeffrey Saint Stink and the cat are married and they're going on a honeymoon. He's not an asshole anymore. You see Elias's baby and wife. King Max is happy for the first time in his life, it seems. He doesn't exude toxic dad energy for the first time. What else can I say? Oh yeah, okay. And then finally Sally and Sonic, throughout this whole issue they've been kind of schmoozing and very happy it seems, and then for some reason they both end up on stage. When I say that, I quite literally in the front row with the stage lights pointed at them, and they get into an argument because she doesn't want Sonic to fight anymore. And Sonic's like, no way. And then she starts to cry and yells that he's selfish. And he's like, dude, I literally went to space. I literally got obliterated. And I'm selfish. And then, yeah, she slaps him. And they break up because Sonic chose to be with his true love, Robotnik, instead of her.
What a summary.
It's just exude. I could see where like the mid 2000s fanfic like romance writers got their inspiration.
Yes. However, there is a little bit of background for this. It's not that simple. I don't think the writer would have. So this is Carl Bollers. I'm gonna defend him a little bit because I don't feel like it's fair to throw him under the bus and be like, Carl Bollers decided to do this. There was a lot of things happening in the background. I could see a different way that this whole issue would have went without it, but basically, like editors and Sega ? Nobody wanted Sonic to have a love interest like this, like to this level of commitment. So half of it was kind of them writing themselves into this trap in the first place, but the other half is like they were forced to undo it and undo it quickly.
Real fast, because I just noticed this. Can we discuss the fucking random ass Kingdom Hearts character on the final page of this issue or this story?
Ooh, which one are we talking about? That is not a random Kingdom Hearts character. That is Fiona Fox.
I didn't even notice she had the Kingdom Hearts strip going on.
You didn't even need to tell me who it was. I instantly clocked it. He didn't. I want to be clear, everybody. He didn't link. I'm just a freak for Sonic and Kingdom Hearts. There are two things that make me a person.
Inside me are two wolves: Kingdom Hearts and Sonic.
Sorry about the transporter accident.
Oh, man. I just want to link this one last screenshot from the slap, which is, damn, Tails is a real one for this. Instantly. Bro doesn't need to wait. He knows where he has to go. He has to go to his bro's side immediately.
Well, I mean, we got to get rid of Sally so we can get Amy Rose in there, don't you know?
They remembered Amy exists.
Oh, yeah, the love interest.
In that panel, it almost looks like Amy just remembered she exists.
I'm here now. Where did I go?
Oh, no. I have no notes on this latest, on the Sonic 25.
You were with me. Help.
Oh, I do have one note for this one. They really like torturing the Knuckles grandparents in this. Dude, Saber looks like he's on life support and that he wants to die. I hate that. Now, I know that's not the intention of why he's showing an old grandpa there, but it sucks. That's all. I'm done. I promise everybody my notes and my feelings drastically go down from this point forward, so I won't be blabbing as much. But I wanted to make sure everybody understood how fucking much I love issue 134.
I do want to say, I feel like
other than the slap and other than the knuckle stuff, I liked it. I like the reunion with everybody. I like the art style. You know, the slap.
For me, I feel like the slap really wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Like, I feel like as drama, I was fine with it. I'm like, oh, this is okay. Like,
now, even without like comparing it to like the other stuff that happened in the series, it really was not that bad. It's just, I don't know. I guess I didn't like it for Sally's character. I mean, they're kids trying to struggle with where I'm in, so I don't know. Stuff happens, but like, you know, as the leader, and she's trying to pick like who tries to be hero, who dies, who risks their life against fighting Eggman, and then she just slaps off. I mean, there's
this other angle of, you know, the whole thought Sonic was dead. He just got back, and it almost looked like he was about to die again. Like there's plenty of reason for her to be upset. I don't know if maybe it wasn't written the best way, but I don't know. I feel like
so that was my question from earlier. Is I was gonna that is all the things you just said were kind of like how I felt about Sally. I was like, I don't know if I like the way she was written. I don't know, because in my mind, like, I get it. Sonic's back. He has been dead. He comes back right away. No chance for them to really reconnect. He goes back into the fight. He almost died. He gets bodied. I mean, like, they did a good job showing Sonic getting bodied hard. And it's a real fear, right? But like also the whole Sally running out in tears from in the conference room, and then Mom consoles her. She comes back and she kind of does like this flip flop. I'm like, maybe that's what was irking me. Like, in my mind's eye, I'm like, yes, I get these. This is like not a terrible portrayal of like somebody who went through trauma and is like also a kid and also stressed and also, you know, like having a bad time and trying to figure it all out. But at the same time, I'm like, could it have been written better? Like maybe I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, see, I'm trying not to be unfair to Sally because even if I didn't really like the slap, it's understandable to be a kid and lose your loved one for like a year. And then he's already going to leave, so, you know, it's understandable in part.
I think my main problem with the slap, so I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. It's not the drama surrounding the slap. I actually think that's fine.
Mm.
It's why did it have to be public? why was it on a stage? I think that's like literally ever since I was a kid, I'm like, damn, I think I would die on the spot of embarrassment. Why did it have to be on the stage? Why did everybody have to pay attention to this? I mean, like, why did this have to happen like this? It's not inherently the slap being a problem. I think it's actually kind of fucking cool. Like everything about it, like all the expressions and everything are cool. But it's like, dang, it really was public. But then I guess they kind of do a good job about not making it a big deal. Like nobody's like, you know, talking about it behind their back or whatever. Like, damn, did you see that ludicrous display last night?
That you mentioned, it just reminds me like when I'm watching like a movie or a TV show and like there's even a chance someone's gonna be on stage and embarrass themselves. It bothers me so bad. Like. But to like the cringe point, or like I'm tempted to just get up, walk away, stop watching. But that didn't cross my mind at all. So
damn.
Maybe comics can't affect me that way.
Damn.
If I can talk about the off panel real quick, because I never really do.
Yes, please do.
So Sonic can canonically hold the One Ring and not be tempted by it, apparently.
Well, he just found it,
and
well, he doesn't know it's the One Ring. It's just a ring.
No, it's the One Ring. I mean, Gandalf knows it.
Yeah, maybe Sonic.
By the way, Gandalf exists in Mobius.
By the way, Gandalf touched the One Ring with his bare hands, which he's not supposed to do because it'll tempt him even stronger.
I traveled to Mobius just to get the ring.
First it's the dwarves, then the elves, now the hedgehogs.
I like to imagine that the events of Lord of the Rings are happening off screen, just like east or something.
It's on the other side of Mobius.
You know Mount Doom, other side of it, Station Square.
It's just a different timeline. This is the let's see. This is going to be the 7th era, as opposed to Lord of the Rings 4th era. Was it 4th era? Yeah.
Well, it can't be the 7th era. Watch out, guys! We're about to.
No, we can't. We can't do this. We can't do this.
I'm just gonna say this. The 7th era is the modern era.
That's right. It is. Well, oh yeah, you're right. Then this would be the 8th era. My bad. I undershot it.
I'd put it in like the 29th or something.
No. Oh, never mind. I can't say anything. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm calling it at the 9th era.
We have
maybe
so
if we
much
remember
stuff
how
to
we were
cover.
visit. Yeah. Well, no, not really. Anyway, let's go on next next issue. It's 135. If you guys are done with
Yeah, we'll probably breeze through these.
Yeah.
Sonic shows up at the town of Gravestone, a place where Mobians show up instead of taking refuge in Knothole in hopes they don't get noticed by Eggman. Sonic meets with our old friend Tommy the Turtle, who sent a message to Sally and Sonic that he survived that explosion during an encounter with Eggman.
Damn.
Because he got into a show or something, conveyor belts, blah, blah, blah. Tommy somehow has some insider info that Eggman found a way to reverse the deroboticization effects that went down to the planet's Robians, because he can't do his bullshit ever since that happened. But in the middle of this long explanation, some Robians show up to try to arrest the two. Sonic fights back, and while it appears two of them made their way to Tommy as he was trying to escape, it turns out he's fine. He explains that he somehow hotwired them and made them jump into a lake. However, as Sonic and Tommy walk out of the scene, we see one of the robots all mangled up under some rubble. Weird. We then get a story of Eggman finding what I'm guessing is the same 6 Robians before they get sent off to Sonic. Sonic looks into the data files of these robots to... I wrote Sonic. Dr. Eggman looks into the data files of these robots to find their maker, to find their creator, but this person is only labeled as anonymous, and
Remember
after all his efforts, he can't find any info on this mystery man, on this mystery person. So that's all I got.
So that just happened. Yeah, Tommy the Turtle's back.
Tommy the Turtle's back.
Ron Lim did the art for this one, and I wanted to just kind of, I'm always ragging on that guy, but I kind of want to say, like, really stepped it up. It's not, there's still some wonkiness, but for the most part, I'm kind of impressed. Like, he did a lot better in this issue specifically. It's just like Sonic still looks kind of weird, but the other characters, like the Robians specifically, look pretty cool. Like, they look really, really well done. The like backgrounds, the tables, the shadows, all the like detail work is really nice. So yeah, I'm always ragging on that guy, so I just kind of wanted to be like, oh, this is cool.
So I'd say some of his Sonics look pretty good.
You also start to get stories written by what's his face, Chaycon.
Yeah, which I'm
so
not.
That's something important. No, nobody is. Did we talk about what the like supposed the hypothesis is
yes.
of who? Yeah, okay. So again, this kind of builds off my previous point of like, well, I think they wanted to end this. There's a lot of meddling going on. There's a lot of things are being taken hold of. Reins are being pulled. So yeah, Tommy died, but not really. He got better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But then who was phone?
But who was fun? Well, we're about to find out who was phone in 136, because I kind of liked this.
I did want to.
Sort of.
I guess I have a question
go
for
ahead.
MegaFire. I guess where.
Okay. Ooh,
So as I was reading the Thanks Ken Penders blog, I'm getting the impression that this mysterious plot line of like who's this other intelligent guy that's roboticizing things. This was never resolved.
Anonymous. Yes and no. I think Anonymous gets co-opted into a different plot line. The whole roboticization thing, I think, doesn't exactly get brought up in the way that it is displayed here. But I think originally the plan was that it was supposed to be... I could spoil this because this isn't what happens. Originally, I think Anonymous was supposed to be Robotnik again. Like a different Robotnik.
Compelling.
But I don't think that's where it went. And I do know that they do somehow... I'm not going to say resolve this, but they do co-opt. I think co-opt is the best way to put it. I think the Anonymous plot gets co-opted into an existing plot line in a later saga, not too far off. Well, maybe like in like 50-ish issues or something. So I'll try to keep it in mind, but I'll do my best.
Who's the mystery Robotnik? Who could it be?
Who's the mystery Robotnik? Robotnik 1 or Robotnik 2?
It's Eggman.
Would you rather have $1 or $2?
Sir Eggman, who will not be appearing in this comic.
Eggman Prime.
It's Eggman alternate universe variant. TM.
Ultimate Eggman. Damn, those are.
It's hardcore Eggman.
We've had hardcore Tails. Now it's time for hardcore Eggman.
It was a badass Eggman.
Now it's time for hardcore Tommy.
No, it's time for hard-boiled Eggman.
Oh no!
All right, 136.
Tommy is at Nahol. With everyone else distracted at breakfast, Tommy sneaks his way into Sonic's room and tries to kill Sonic with his drill hand.
Finally.
But Jules heard everything and confronts the imposter Tommy Robot. The robot drills Sonic's dad in the chest, and Sonic, waking up a little too late, destroys the fake Tommy. Jules is believed to be dead, but Sonic is able to resuscitate him with a ring. So later, Sonic meets up with Uncle Chuck, who shows Sonic a little chip that was inside of the fake Tommy that contains manufacturing information, and these little details that he reads out reveal to Sonic that Tommy might still be alive. I believe it's implied that they're like they're part of a mass production line of Tommies or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, you guys remember how we had a conversation about the EE series? You get the T series robots.
The T1. We then get a side story called Patience. Knuckles wants to save Angel Island, which is currently captured by Eggman. He is under orders by King Acorn to be patient until they have the resources to take it back. Knuckles' sense of responsibility to defend the island is almost too much, but he restrains himself from attacking at the island at the last second, and he leaves. And then we find out that if he had gone ahead just now, Eggman's guys would have blasted him to smithereens. The end.
But that Knuckles story was ridiculously pointless.
It was.
Yes, I did ignore the last two Knuckles stories. I just did not write those summaries. I gave up.
I'm gonna be the little devil's advocate. I kind of sort of dig the Knuckles bit, but like I also agree with you. It is pretty pointless, but it's like it's kind of cool to just have a Knuckles moment where he's not droning on about bullshit that Ken Penders wrote, and instead he's like talking about a situation that is like actually tangibly like real in the moment in the story, and that matters. So I don't know. I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
I mean, I could agree that it's better than that, but it's just not. It's not that compelling.
No, I don't think it's compelling. I mean, there's a reason why it's like the back 4-page story or 5-page story. I do think it's cool that Jules tries to save his son. We love Jules Hedgehog. I think it sucks that he gets a fucking drill full of chest full of drill though. I took this screenshot and all I said was, "You don't need to." Oh, here's my one note on the Sonic story. You were talking about the family thing, and I was like, my only note, I also droned through it. All I wrote was, "Yes, girl, go!" All I could, like, they're stupid. The writing is just so garbage. It's just so, like, unbelievable. I can't. Man who, for the first time, sees two women talking writes a story. is really what it boiled down to for me. Ugh. That's all I got.
Talk to woman?
Woman. Girl. Female. I'm going to link this before Bob starts the summary because this is really cool and I might as well get this out of the way. Still Pat Spaziante doing the covers, by the way, but as you can see, it's not really his style. You may recognize this style from something called the Sonic Channel. However, I don't think that the Sonic Channel, like, this is at this time, it was like, this is the Sonic Channel style. It's just Yuji Yukawa's style that was done by Pat Spaziante. He, like, studied it and recreated it. And I think that's really cool. Unfortunately, the first time it's used, it's like dying Jesus Tommy the Turtle. Why? Why is such a...
Yeah, remember the Sonic game where Tommy dies and the Freedom Fighters are grieving?
That was the saddest part.
I did have one thing to say is that it was a little strange how quick Sonic was to kill Robot Tommy, but also I wish he'd do that to Tommy.
I remember this conversation point where you're like, I remember you or somebody else is like, I heard everybody hates this Tommy guy. I wonder why. And then, I don't know, like, everybody sure did a fucking 1080 and we haven't really had a lot of him yet.
Props, though, I did not bother to check who drew this, and it was Spaziante.
Yep.
Doing someone else's style. That's impressive.
Yes, it is really cool. I never knew that, actually. I always thought somebody else did the art. I actually thought it was like, I I thought it was Yuji Yukawa. So Ukawa, Yokawa.
Damn, imagine if they got him to do the art for the cop. For this page.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't do enough research to see if Sonic Channel existed at this time.
Oh, I almost forgot that I had a note of the number 136 was the editor's final issue as Justin Gabriel's final issue as editor.
Yep, and this is unfortunate for many reasons that we will see in the future. To give context to people, he was the one that vetoed a lot of Ken Penders stuff. Anyway, that, just lightly glide along that. I just found out Sonic Channel launched in 2005. So, yeah. So I guess this was before Sonic Channel. So, all right, 137. Let's wrap it up, boys.
Let's wrap it up. The Freedom Fighters find the Robodyne factory to save Tommy and discover there's thousands of spy robots imitating Mobians. As Sonic and Sally argue whether to save Tommy first or take the building down, the SWAT bots attack. And as the fight goes on, Sonic makes his way to Tommy in the nick of time as the SWAT bots are about to take him out due to his security breach protocol. Eventually, Tails picks everybody up through his aircraft and they all leave as the place gets bombed. And Tommy is saved. We then get an Antoine story. Antoine is, as I understand it, going with the king for security on his big trip. He's preparing to write a speech before he leaves. But he notices a note show up from Bunny. Bunny brings up something that happened to them some time ago, and we get a flashback to when Antoine gets a letter from someone he crushed on a long time ago. Bunny then showed up at his house, spooked him, and then he sneaks out of the house. But when Bunny manages to catch up, Antoine talks to Bunny about his first crush, who he ended up losing, as she was more interested in Sonic, though that didn't work out, and she moved away. Antoine then explains to Bunny that he dipped just then because he didn't know how to explain that about the other girl that captured his heart. And then this girl, Tatiana, as she said she would, she shows up, and when she asks to get back with him, it is too late for her, as his heart already belongs to Bunny. So our flashback ends, and we go back to Antoine as we know it, who for some reason has become so cold, he has ripped up his former girlfriend's note from Bunny, and just goes back to writing his speech.
Fuck off, Antoine.
Back off.
No. My actions don't represent the type of person I am. This is his YouTube apology. Antoine Defenders Unite.
I was liking you. You're regressing, man. You're burning up. I better see that apology video. I've made a series of instantiated and horrible decisions. I will improve myself and do better. Time to go tase a dead rat now, I guess.
This is really really cool because this issue, the first story, is really neat because these robots, the infiltrators, appeared from all the way back in Art Molyneux's run with Dave Manick, and my note is like, all right, I don't really care what's written here, but I do think the way that they do the paneling is really cool throughout this whole issue. And Stephen Butler does do some really interesting things with like Ken's dumb story. I don't know. He gives style to this drivel. Everybody has cool outfits and stuff sometimes. And yeah, but the first story, yeah, I don't know. I think that the way that they're drawn too, it like Stephen Butler also makes it look kind of like the old style, like the old like early issues, and I think that's cool. Like the robots specifically. It was an all right first issue, or first story. It was okay.
Yeah, it's also good to see Sally and Sonic not talking about anything that happened previously.
Yeah, I think that's just an awkward thing with like the time these stories were written or whatever.
Yeah.
Sonic, we're not going to talk about this. Whoa, no way.
Let's everybody ignore that.
Also, there's something that's like...
That didn't happen. Non-canon.
There's something that's very straightforward, back to basics about this first story. To the point of like... it even references like the Sonic StH opening when Sally swoops down and grabs Sonic while swinging on a rope. I'm like, okay. I don't know what to say about that, but it's interesting, I guess.
It's a fun fact, yeah.
Can't let go of the past.
They were trying to set up a status quo, and then things didn't like that, and so now another status quo is trying to be jangled in.
Like it feels like
It was me!
like a kind of a straightforward StH-esque story, except you have old Tommy thrown in there.
Thomas the Tortoise.
And I guess I do kind of like the infiltrators.
Yeah, it's a nice first story. You're right. It's back to basics, very reminiscent of that SatAM early Sonic comics. So, closing thoughts, guys. Like, Bob, what did you give us? Give us your feelings on all this. This is the package deal here.
Oh, goodness gracious. The fight, the big fight with Eggman was overall alright. Kind of fun. The part where the epilogue of that where Sonic reunites with everybody, blah blah blah. I made my complaints about the slap, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. Talked about that already, but love the art style. Overall, not a great session though, because I did still have to read the Knuckles stuff that we have skimmed the fuck out of.
Yeah.
But the little mini Knuckles patience thing wasn't bad. The Antoine thing wasn't bad. It's just sucks seeing him like that, I guess. Maybe not the worst time of my life, but overall not a great session. I guess there was too much of the Knuckles stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
the worst part about the Knuckles stuff is that there's a lot of it going on, but kind of nothing is happening yet. Like, and that sucks.
The end of the world is happening in the Knuckles.
Yeah, but the end of the world.
They seem to be skimming over that and going to the fucking ball.
Yeah, the end of the world is happening, but it's not really happening.
But we gotta make dinner.
The universe is ending, guys. I don't really care, dude.
I wonder what's for
Let's
dinner.
Let's go to the gala. Come on, Niles the Echidna, let's go. Why'd you say, Frasier?
Stop. Dorko, any help?
Hey, boys, it seems like the world's ending. Oh, not now, Father. We have a ball to go to.
I know something that's really frustrating overall is that, like, I feel like there's a lot that's interesting with what Carl Bowles is doing at the new status quo, and then the future story with Ken Penders, it feels like such a waste of time. Like there's nothing interesting going on there. It's like, man, I wish we'd get more of the other thing, and that also applies to the Tommy the Turtle stuff. Like, there's so many characters already. There's so many characters we could focus on. Tommy should have stayed dead. We don't need Tommy the Turtle.
We don't need Tommy. They killed him 3 times and they faked it every fucking time.
Why won't he stay dead?
It's funny, I say that every time I see a new Terminator movie.
Damn, he really do be the Terminator, though.
I am Tommy the Turtle. I'm back
But at
again.
the very least, I'm excited for the next session.
Yes, so next session, we are finally returning to Angel Island. I've already, as I said in the previous episodes, I've set up what we're going to be reading already up to like episode 32. So the next episode, and I've decided that we're going to read Sonic 138 through 144, wrapping up this arc, the change into the new status quo. So yeah, not a ton of issues. Hopefully it'll be a shorter episode. But we are starting to get into the next arc titled The Eggman Empire after 144.
Damn.
And in case people are following along using the Thanks Ken Penders blog, Bobby did include the Sonic X stuff in there. We are not going to be reading that. I didn't plan to read it, at least. If the boys feel strongly about it, we can, but they have no relation to the Sonic Archie universe at all. They may as well just be like, Saturday morning cartoons in between the actual Sonic X show. So not really worth.
I'd rather the less Chris Thorndike, the better.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think he even is that prominent in the comics. I just read them again like a year and a half ago or something. So they weren't worth it. It's like it's so okay. It doesn't even matter.
Anytime he's nearby, I'm like an elite in Halo 2. I'm like, that stench. I've smelt it before. It's Chris Thorndike. He's here somewhere.
Tommy the Turtle and Chris Thorndike, two brothers separated at birth.
This week on Death Battle.
And with that, everybody, make sure to tune in next time for the Death Battle featuring Chris Thorndike and Tommy Turtle as we cover 138 through 144. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
By the end of it, we will have a victor for sure.
All right. You know what? That's your task for next time, Harvek. You're going to have to bring up a thesis of who would win and why.
All right.
That's your objective, Harvek. You have to take out Tommy the Turtle.
You have to kill Tommy the Turtle. Write it in excruciating detail how you would do it. Sonic is there to protect him.
I know it's going to be hard, but I think you can do it.
All right. Well, to tie back to the earlier part of this episode, I gotta get in a plane and Halo jump in, so I better get out of here.
Good night, everybody.